On January 10th, 2022 at 9:30 a.m., I was awakened by an alarming knock at the door. I was told by my neighbor that my Heart of a Lion son was murdered by Las Vegas Metropolitan Police. I was devastated, confused, and angry. It was extremely hard to call every family member and relive this story over and over while my son's body lay lifeless for hours in apartment 1125. I need answers. Why and how could this have happened? While the 5 officers are happily living their lives on paid administrative leave, I can't sleep at night, missing many days of work due to the horrific dreams of my innocent son being shot and killed by Metro officers. Isaiah was always respectful to his peers and elders, helping many in every community we lived in with their daily tasks. Isaiah often watched his 4-year-old brother while I worked, helped his 11-year-old brother with his homework, helped his 16-year-old sister with her hair, and continuously playfully picking with his 18-year-old sister, his birthday twin. Isaiah was always a happy, goofy teen that you couldn't help but to love at first sight. Metro will not at the least produce the search or arrest warrant. I don't even know how many times my son was shot. I don't have an autopsy report or a coroner's report. I wasn't able to see my son's body until the day before the funeral, January 21st. I am not at all happy with this. I want flashbang grenades banned from all raids.
Right on.
Law enforcement officers are not at war with our community.
Come on, sis.
Nor should not be executing anyone. Our community is under siege, and Isaiah defended himself like anyone else would.
Right on. Right on.
The police brutality and harassment on our men and women in our community needs to stop. Yes. And we should be treated as equal and not as if we do not have rights. After watching the video, I feel like I'm in a nightmare. I have to relive this incident over and over, and I'm sick to my stomach. This is unfair to me, our family, our friends, our community. A piece of my heart was torn. So in conclusion, my son was 19 years old with his whole life taken from him. The Fraternal Order of Police gang violence needs to stop.
Right on.
Right on.
This is terrorism on our community. I want full, unedited body cams released. Yes. The name of the officer that conducted the prior surveillance. Search warrant released. Coroner report released. Terminate and indict all involved officers.
Yes, ma'am.
And most importantly, raids to be banned except when it's knowingly being held against their will and raid is needed to avoid imminent death or great bodily harm. If a crime was committed in front of a law enforcement officer and law enforcement officer seen said suspect enter an unoccupied structure, officers must follow policy and procedure for arrest and to avoid harm. Yeah. If law enforcement officers do not know if structure is occupied, law enforcement officers must stand down and properly conduct arrests without harm to any person.
That's right.
At the end, I just want justice for Zay.
Justice for Zay!
Thank you.
Justice for Zay!
Justice for Zay!
Justice for Zay!
Justice for Zay!
Justice for Zay!